So far, we've learned that 1 degree in a great circle is 111.2 kilometres. What we're going to do today is going to look at what this means in more detail. So we're going to use some more precise measurements. That's measurements that are a lot smaller. So we're going to need to read latitude, longitude again, but this time we're going to need to be accurate in terms of parts of a degree. And we have two main systems, therefore, when we describe parts of a degree. We're quite familiar with decimal degrees, and that's quite commonly used, but navigators and in trig as well will often use degrees, minutes and seconds. And that's quite helpful when looking at surfaces on the Earth, so distances there. So we'll need to learn how to convert decimal degrees to degrees, minutes and seconds, and then convert degrees, minutes and seconds to decimal degrees. And the other important 2 points we'll need to know is that there are 60 minutes for every degree, and there are 60 seconds for every minute. So that sounds quite familiar, doesn't it? So let's consider converting decimal degrees to degrees, minutes and seconds. In this case, we're not going to need to worry about the seconds as a fraction of a degree. For the scope of this course, we're just going to think about degrees and minutes. So if I want to convert 30 degrees or 30.34 degrees into degrees and minutes, I need to think of, well, I've got a whole 30 and a whole 30. I don't need to worry too much about that, but the worry is that 0.34 part of a whole degree. Now this 0.34 is what we say is a base 100, so we count up to 99, then 100, and we get to a new degree. But when we're thinking of degrees and minutes, if we count 59 minutes and then 60 minutes is a new degree. So what we just need to do is we say 0.34 multiplied by 60 minutes per degree. Now this will read as 30 degrees and from here 20.4 minutes. If I look at the next one, converting degrees, minutes and seconds, for example 45 degrees and 10 minutes to decimal degrees, I just want to remember, here's my whole, so that's going to be straightforward, but I have 10 over 60 parts of a degree there, so I'm just going to consider that as a fraction. So I can just go 45 plus 10 over 60, and that will be like 45.167 degrees. Now it's going to be a lot easier if you just use your calculator, and the magic button for your calculator is this one here. Now degrees is obvious. We have a comma and then we have a couple of commas for seconds. So degrees is the circle, one apostrophe I should say is for minutes, and the double apostrophe for seconds. So when you input your information as it says in the instruction booklet, just write 2, then press the button, then write 20 and write the button again, and then if you're going to put any seconds in, push that, type the number and push the button again, and that will help you convert through. If you have hassles converting through, you can always enter it and then press shift and then the button again after you've entered it in. So let's have a look at some of the positioning on a very small part of a chart. So in this time we're going to use parts of a degree, and we're going to be looking for point E. So we're going to read lat long. So we need to read latitude first. Now the scale is increasing as we go down the scale, so that tells me that it's south, isn't it? And we also can see then that point E here is somewhere in between 27 degrees and 6 minutes and 27 degrees and 7 minutes. So that's pretty good so far. Now we need to look at each of these smaller ones here, and I can see that they're divided into fifths, or there are 5 there for each minute. So that means each one of those little ones is worth 0.2 of a minute. So I'm counting, I can see down here, I can see 1, and we're halfway through the next one. So the reading for point E so far is 27 degrees, and then we need to go, well, it's at 6 minutes because we're there, and then we're going to go 0.3 minutes. So 27 degrees at 6.3 minutes, and that's south. And then we need to read across. So if we read across, there's 153 degrees and 4.5 east. There's 153 degrees and 4.6 east. Now each of these smaller ones, as I said, are broken into fifths. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's halfway through. So reading here, it's got to be 153 degrees and then it's 45 minutes. Now to go to the decimal, it's 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and it's halfway through, so it's going to be 0.9 minutes, so 45.9 minutes, and it is on the east coordinate. So we can say that point E is at 27.6.3 minutes south and 45.9 minutes east. Now your work, as I can show you here, is on page 255. Please have a go at exercise 5B.